Hey party people, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Bean.
And we're Kelly Beans Bees. We're first-time beekeepers here in Central Virginia, and today
We are shaking some bees.
we're shaking the bees. So go ahead and shake your groove thing. Shake your groove thing. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
All right.
So, what have we done here?
What have we done?
Well, there's no frames in the top. So, I'm going to tell you what Bean just told me, and hopefully it makes sense. Okay. So, we have a tiny mediums up here that we're going to end up shaking into here because, well, we want to keep the bees and we need to make sure that we have Cookie Dough, our queen. We didn't see her on our visual inspection down there, but we definitely could have missed her, but she also could be up here in the top. So, we put this, okay, nice. So we put, oh, I need to back up, I think. So we put this in here to try to keep the bees in here so then they're in the hive when they're shaken and they're not like falling on the ground or something like that.
Yep.
What did I miss in my TED Talk?
I don't think much.
Okay. You still have some bees on there.
Yep, and that's fine. If all we're trying to do is make sure that our queen is down below.
Okay.
So the easiest way to do that without having to actually find her is by doing this, is by running through and just shaking all the bees. So if we can figure out, or if there are so few bees on the frame that we can tell if our queen is on it, then we don't have to worry about getting them all off. Like I can look at that frame and go, yeah, there's no queen on there. There's like 20 bees.
You can look at that and say that, but I can't. Just kidding. I think I could.
But, you know,
She
there's a
could be
decent
on one
amount
of
of
these,
bees here.
You see her?
No. I'm just doing a quick once over on all these frames. Oops. Oops. Doing a quick once over on all these frames to make sure that if I do see her, then, you know, I don't have to go any further. I already know what's going on.
Yeah.
But if I don't see her, I'm just going to shake it anyway because I might miss her.
Right. We don't have the best eyes. I wear
Well,
contacts. No,
I wouldn't say my eyes are too bad, but...
well, it's a lot to look at.
Yeah.
Easy to miss.
Right.
Okay. Here he goes.
Here, I'll do it this way this time so you can kind of see better.
Okay. Wow.
And then all the bees just fall right off. At least
I
most
mean,
of
I
them
think
do.
I'd fall down too.
Oh, yeah. I would too. So you may be able to tell as I'm shaking these that any frames that have nectar,
yeah, are rolling out.
all that nectar is just falling
it's
right
not
out.
us sweating.
No, it's not me sweating this time. This time.
This time.
Some of the other times it has been. But the nectar is a lot more liquid than the honey because what the bees do is they bring in nectar and then they fan air over it. And when they fan air over it, it brings down the moisture content of the nectar.
Right.
And that's how they turn it into honey.
Right.
So because it's a lot higher water content, that means that it kind of flows like water. So the cells in the hive are actually pointed kind of downward. They're not straight back. They kind of angle like this.
Okay.
So that means that the nectar can sit in the bottom of the cell without falling out. Unless somebody
Until
like
someone
me
vigorously shakes it out.
right, comes and shakes everything out.
Oh, that one had a lot.
All right. And now I'm on to
And
my last frame.
We still didn't see Cookie?
Nope.
A little concerned.
This one's all good. Okay. So now that I've shaken all these out, I've been able to look and see that our Cookie Dough Queen is not up here in this box.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and put all these frames back.
Okay. And a leaf.
Hopefully not a leaf if I can actually get it out. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I have a queen.
Was that a queen cell on the bottom of that one?
No, I don't believe so. It was just some
Okay.
big drone cells.
Sorry. Just gotta make sure.
Yeah.
Gotta double check.
So yes, I've got what's called a queen excluder sitting
And
over.
it does what that sounds like.
It excludes the queen. Yep. So what that means is, I'll bring it over in a second once I get all these frames back in. I don't want to leave my bees out here in the grass for too long. But what that means is It is a metal device. You can also get them in plastic, but I got metal. Where the holes in it are small enough that the queen can't pass through it, but big enough that the worker bees can.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man, they're coming out. Look at them all. They're like, where's our home?
this is what the queen excluder looks like. And I'm going to end up
Nice.
putting new frames in this box before I do it. But I'm going to set this on top, and the workers can get through this, but the queen can't. So that will
Sorry.
keep our queen down below laying eggs where she should, and not up in our top
Not
box where
in
we want
our
honey.
honey chamber. Right?
So, correct.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to go ahead and just smoke down these bees so that they aren't all up on the walls and I can start to get some frames in here.
Are they going?
They're starting to.
They just look like they're roaming the walls to me.
They kind of are. And I think once I start getting some frames in, they'll figure themselves out. They'll have
You guys
some more
can
space.
hear them. They're fanning. Okay. Ooh,
Tried to
I
do
am
3 at
being
a time.
hit today
Yeah.
by bees. Yeah,
Well,
they keep
when you
flying
shake
into my hand.
bees, they're not normally that happy.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Well, you know.
He told me after. What the heck? He set me up for this. Oh,
Well,
look.
it's one of those things where
You needed me to be here, but you didn't want to tell me?
no. I mean, shaking bees is one of those things where, you know, bees don't really want to be like thrown around. It's
I
not
don't
their
think I
favorite
really would
thing
want to
do.
be a bee in general,
Right.
but, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So that'll give me some more space to put these frames in. And so I've talked about this in a prior video, but I'm going to talk about it again.
Does that say they might have not watched that?
Right. So we did not have these deep boxes put together until pretty much this weekend.
Yep.
So-
You got grass on that one. Bring it back. Towards the, yeah.
Okay. So
I know
in the
that
meantime, we added this medium on top because the
That's what
bees
we
needed
had.
space, and that's what we had.
Yeah.
So
But you can look at this. Look at all those screws that we put in. We had to put these together. They were just 4 pieces. We did a little short on it if you want to see.
yep.
But we just had to make sure everything was a 90-degree right angle.
Yep, because it is a box.
Yeah. I know. But, you know, that's kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah, we had 3 people out on the porch trying to put these together.
Yeah. Alright, so Bean's smoking the bees down so then we can put the liddies back on.
Well, not the lid quite yet. I want to add the
that's
queen
right,
excluder.
Sorry.
And so, as I said at one
Does
point,
it go a certain way?
I don't believe so, but let me
You
look.
should maybe look. Did you get stung?
No.
Oh.
So it
If I was
looks
the
like it's the
inventor, I
same
would've said
both
top.
ways.
Or bottom.
It looks
know?
like it's the same both ways from what I can tell. So,
Okay, well,
I'm just gonna slap
don't quote
one
us
like
on
this.
that.
nope, don't quote us on that. I have no idea.
We're just hoping for the best. Alright. Got that one.
All right.
Perfect.
And then, as I said, the worker bees, they
Can
may
come
have a
through.
little bit of a hard time getting through here, but they should still be able to do it. But the queen can't. So, hopefully,
Are
if we
they?
watch some of these bees, they'll be able to figure it out.
It's a
maybe.
learning curve. Oh,
There's
the one did
Yep,
it. Okay.
that one did it. So,
Good job.
I have heard that with queen excluders, if you get plastic ones, there's some, not all, but some where the edges can be sharp and it can actually tear up the bee's wings. So you want to be careful of that.
But we just watched you kill a bee, so.
Oh.
Oh. It's okay, though.
And then the
Sometimes
other
that
thing
happens.
is, if you put on a queen excluder before your frames are drawn in the box above it. So if I had just put foundation up here,
Yeah.
the bees wouldn't come up here and use it. They see the queen excluder as an obstacle, and they see the frames up here, if they aren't drawn, as just empty space. It's not like anything that they need.
So since you shook them all in there, the ones that cannot fly, the nurse bees, are they gonna have a hard time getting from the bottom
No, they'll just walk.
all the way up to the care for that?
Yeah, they can just walk right up.
Oh, okay.
And the good thing about having brood up here, while we said we want honey up here, brood's not the best up here, The good thing is that brood gives off pheromones, and so it will force the nurse bees to climb up through this and work in here again.
Okay.
So it'll keep the bees up here working, even though we put the queen excluder in. And then they'll get used to the queen excluder, and they should use it even when it's just honey up here.
Perfect.
So we'll see. We may have to do a little bit of tinkering. I know I've heard that when you're using queen excluders like this, it's a good idea to have a top entrance on your hive so that your foragers can actually come in through the top and deposit their nectar down here. Or I guess give their nectar to a storekeeper bee.
Yeah.
Because technically the foragers don't deposit their own nectar.
Right.
But then they don't have to go through the queen excluder. But it's one of those things where people use queen excluders and they use top entrances, they don't use top entrances, and people have fine success both ways.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to see kind of how our bees do it, if it works, if it doesn't work, and we'll change as we go if we need to.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
I don't believe so. I think for now we're just going to go ahead and close this hive up. They're looking really strong, and I'm glad to say that we now have 2 deeps on every hive.
Wow. Oh gosh.
I know.
Hope I
This
don't fall down.
is what we want for the winter. We're only going to have the 2 deeps as we go through winter. So as long as all these hives can draw out what we've given them now and start storing resources in them, then we'll be in a good spot to get all these hives through winter. Well, there are obviously some other concerns, but the first thing is just
Right.
getting them to that point.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. Make sure you check us out on the next one. I never said it in the other ones. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, we want to hear your questions. So, all right. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys later.
Bees out.
Bees out, y'all.